Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today for your mayor updates, Mayor Julia-Aratta. We haven't been together in, it feels like forever.
Yeah, I know. It has been a long July.
It has.
Or June.
June, July, yeah. See, you can't even tell you the last time we were together. But that's okay. It is the middle of summer, but still a lot of things going on here in the city of Fitchburg. A big thing that you're going to hear a lot about, and a lot that you've been sharing actually throughout the listening sessions and in council, is housing.
Yes.
And the city's going to be taking on the housing plan here, an update to the housing plan from 2019.
Yes.
What is the housing plan and what's going to be happening?
When we did the housing plan in 2019, we didn't have a housing plan before.
Right.
So it practically was, what are the strategies that the city is going to take forward regarding housing? You know, we need to have a plan. We need to have a roadmap. And also we need to create an inventory. We need to see what type of housing we want to see in Fitchburg. What are the trends? So the housing plan at that time was a great roadmap that tell us how many senior housing we need, how more single family we need to build per year, you know, what are the trends, you know, all of that stuff. So some of those initiatives and goals for that plan, we were able to implement in the last couple of 5-6 years, and now it's time again to, you know, to revise a plan, because a lot of things have changed, as you know, in the housing industry. You know,
think about 2019.
Yeah.
All of a sudden 2020 hits and everything is changed big time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and then we need to determine what are the new trends. How would we see this housing trend is going in the next 5 to 10 years, and what are the housing stock that the city need to build. We know that we need to build almost 500 units per year according to the Dane County Regional Housing Plan, that we are part of that. But we need to build around 140 single-family units per year, and we are below that. So, so the housing plan is gonna, you know, it's gonna tell us, okay, how we're gonna be able to keep up with demand and what type of the new housing stock the city needs. We need to have different housing stock in the city for every economic and social group. We need to build more workforce housing in the city. We need to change our zoning code. You know, all of those things we need to do in order to move forward with a housing plan for the future.
So really important with this plan is feedback. So we are going to be asking residents to take a survey. We're going to have some local groups get together. Yeah. Why should people participate in this process?
Because we heard a lot from neighbors, you know, informal conversation, that some people, they say, why we are building so many apartments, why we are not building more ranch houses, why the housing is so expensive in the city of Fitchburg, you know. We don't want the city to continue building, you know, protect the farmland. So I think this housing plan, we are going to collect and gather the feedback from every resident, because we want to know, okay, how do you think the city should be invest in housing in the next 5 to 10 years? What are the trends? And we need to include everyone. And this, for me, is going to be key. Who are the participants? We need to include the young generation of people. We need to include the working family. We need to include people that they are renting, people that, you know, they want to move to the next home, the starter home, you know. And also we need to survey, like in my case, I am empty nester and I am ready to want to move to downsize, but I can provide a lot of feedback because we don't have the housing right now for my group of people that we want to downsize here in Fitchburg. So, and also we need to interview our seniors, because some of them, they are, you know, living in a home, property taxes, you know, in general, in the state of Wisconsin are growing up, and then how it's affecting them to stay in their own home. So I think the survey that we're going to send is, we need everyone to participate.
I also would say, too, this is the roadmap. When we move forward on future housing development, on future plan, this is where it comes from, right?
Yeah.
So when people do ask you, like, why are you building all these apartments? Why? It's not because you're just, well, we just want more apartments. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, because the housing plan or the roadmap is going along with our comp plan too, you know. We need to work together, you know. That one is what we had in mind. Do we have the zoning? Do we have the land? You know what I mean? So all of those will work together, complement each other, those plans.
Yeah, no, and again, we'll remind you of those as they come up. So you
Yeah.
have to participate. There will be a piece on the website as well, right on the homepage.
And the
to
other
stay
thing
up
that
with
is
that.
important, we need to educate our residents about why housing is important.
Yes.
If people don't know about, if you live comfortable and house is not an issue for you, you know, you are going to come and complain and say why we need to do that. But this is what we need to educate, because there is a lot of needs there for housing. And there are a lot of people that they are not going to be able to afford a house, like our kids.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So, and I think we need to have that conversation.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of
Yeah.
things changed, especially in the last several years in
Yeah.
housing. But the need has been there
Yeah.
pre-COVID,
Yeah.
post-COVID as well. So either way, that will play out, and we'll keep updating you as that process continues. There will be a committee of the whole, too. The consultants coming in as well
Yes.
and presenting, so you get some better ideas of what's going to be happening with this as well. So excited for that. Over to CIP, Capital Improvement Plan and Budget.
Ooh, ready.
2 times a year, budget
Yeah.
and more budget.
So, as I mentioned before, the CIP is the infrastructure budget. Okay, so people can understand. It's all the things that we need to build, or the expensive equipment that we need to purchase. You know what I mean? Roads that we need to build or maintain, vehicles. You know what I mean? And then that one we call capital, because they are tangible expenses. And then we start at the same time. We already started with the budget for 2026. It's our operational budget, and our operational budget cover, wages, benefit, day-to-day supplies and expenditure, health insurance for the employee. We need to allocate all of that. So we are currently working on that, because that plan has to be out and approved by the first week of November. So we are working in that plan. So the CIP will be approved by the council at the end of August.
But there will be time for more feedback too.
Yes,
So
yes.
your proposed comes out, and then
It was out, and the council members are now. This is the period of time that council members have to submit amendments to my CIP.
Yep, and then you'll have another chance before adopting to come out and speak on that. And same with the budget process. After you propose the budget, you'll have a chance to come out. There'll be the same process, amendments.
It's a long process.
It is, but I think it's a really important process. So I'm glad we talk about it each time, because we definitely want people to understand.
And if people have concern, question about it,
absolutely.
This is your opportunity to reach out to me and to the elders. Because we are now preparing for that process.
In fact, our next topic, it works right into that, is you've been hosting, you've already held 2 listening sessions, and what an opportunity to actually talk about these things a little bit more in depth. And some people have asked you some questions about budget,
Yes.
and I think it's just been a great opportunity. So tell us, how have the listening sessions been going, and how can people get involved?
The listening session they're in progress. I learn everything from each of them. The first one was my first one, and it was more talking from us than listening. And then we decided to change the format, and I invite people. I also like to invite staff, because they have the technical skill about some specific project in the district that they can share with the resident. And then I open the second hour for the resident to ask any question. And I think the second one was more successful, because we received a very good feedback, a good question about what we're doing. And this is, for me, the listening session is a great opportunity also to assess our outreach and communication to the resident. Because even though the people that participate in those listening sessions are people that are usually connected to us one way to another one, I can see that there is a lack of information out there. Okay, so that we still need to improve with our communication, outreach. So, so this is why it's a good I would say balance to determine, ask the hard question to us, but also I can determine, okay, I think we need to do a better job in communicating this project, or the budget process, or the vehicle registration fee. You know what I mean? So all of those topics.
Yeah, no, the feedback's been great. Great questions, and you're right. I mean, you get a kind of a good perspective
Yeah.
of where people want to understand more things and what can we do,
Yeah.
as city staff and
Yes.
and as elected officials to get information out there. So certainly it's been good, and we're telling you now that the next one is booked. August 14th, you'll be at Redeemer Church, at 6:30 p.m. So anybody's
Yeah.
welcome to attend. Who the others that'll be at that one?
Yes,
As well?
Alder Maldonado, Herft.
All right.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, we'll look forward to that. And then quickly, you do have coffee with the mayor. As this is taped, you had
Yeah.
one coming up this
Yeah.
week.
Yes.
But there'll be more opportunities. August
Yeah.
15th is your next one. Still working on the location, but
Yeah.
we'll keep you posted on that. But again, you want to hear
Yeah,
from
I want to
people.
hear from the people because sometimes they say that we don't listen, we are not there. Okay, and I'm not, this is what I provide in the morning and in the afternoon. For the people that work, they can go to the listening session in the afternoon. The people that, they have more flexibility and they want to do it in the morning, I can provide that too.
All right, perfect. Well, again, appreciate your time. Happy
Okay.
summer to you. Stay cool now
Yeah.
because it is a
Thank
little
you.
warm out there.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.